Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do if it doesn't resonate with you. If you're forcing the story to fit or arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. Channel members, you will have a collective message that's posted later this evening, so definitely check that out. And if you're interested in channel memberships, that link will always be in the description box below. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, taking a step aside and allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, so right off the bat, the energy that I'm getting, it's a very particular type of energy. I'm speaking to a collective who you emit a particular type of energy or light. This is something that's highly magnetic to other people, and so a lot of people gravitate towards you. However, because it is a healing energy, it's a very healing, understanding, compassionate, nurturing energy. It's very pure. It feels like a very pure heart kind of energy. There are very wounded people that tend to be attracted by that, right? That's just a natural thing, right? If we're putting out a particular type of energy, it's opposite that requires that energy is going to be attracted. And so this reading seems to be, the way that it feels like it's moving for me, is it's going to be answering some sort of question that this collective has right now about why they are where they are at this current time. And so that's what this message is going to be. There's some sort of answer for somebody in here. Okay, so I am taking this leader, and I'm taking 2 cards. Okay, yes, so this is what I'm seeing. This is that sort of higher heart area, and the higher heart is a very humanitarian center. So this is a person who is, whoever I'm speaking to, you're a person that really cares about people, very caring about humanity. Sometimes that's to your own detriment. And this may be something that someone has already seen. I almost feel that this collective is going to have already kind of removed themselves or isolated themselves just a little bit, maybe not just a little bit, maybe a lot, but we are either taking the steps to isolate a little bit, or we have already done so. And I almost feel that in this space we're starting to heal this lower heart area, which is about self-love, right? Learning to love ourselves. This higher heart here, this is our treasure, right? And there are lessons wrapped up in that phase that somebody is in right now that is about not giving your pearls to swine. I was getting that kind of energy. Not calling other people swine, but you know, people who don't necessarily deserve that energy, right? They haven't shown up for you, they haven't shown up into your life correctly, or they're not necessarily concerned about you, which is another thing that we see in this card. When we look at this card, this individual is blacked out. You can't see the qualities of this individual, you can't see their features, you don't know who they are. All you see is this immense light, this pearl that's in the middle of their higher heart chakra. And whoever this message is for, you might feel that way. You might feel like people, oh, they didn't actually like me. They just liked me because I took up space in their life, or I helped them through this situation, or because I was, always giving them something, essentially, is what this feels like. It may even be to the extent of people always trying to dump their problems on you, but they're not willing to listen to anything going on in your life, for example. This is what's going on, right? One of the things about people is people get very caught up in the surface. That's why a lot of people will meet somebody, and if they smile at them and they're nice to them and they compliment them, within the first 5 minutes, a person's like, oh yeah, they're a great person. This is such a good person. And it could be the most horrible person in the world, but as long as they do those things and, right off the bat, a person's kind of hooked, right? They think, oh, this is a great person. People don't typically learn to look deeper. And when people are wounded, they're a little more concerned with how much they're hurting and how people are treating them than they are really getting to know somebody, right? That's something that's going on here. People aren't necessarily taking the time to get to know you. They're distracted by this energy that you're putting out. One of the things about the energy that you're putting out, it's almost like this mothering energy, right? Oh, you're hurt? Come over here. Come to my house. I'll give you an ear. I'll listen to you. Tell me about it. And, you need these things. Let's go get those things for you, right? This is somebody in this collective, whoever I'm speaking to, you're a very mothering energy. The problem is that this mothering energy isn't always appropriate for other people, right? And so this seems to be something that we're learning right now. Yeah, because of this castle, right? So when I see this castle, this individual has removed themselves and their eyes aren't open, right? They're not, it's like, I don't even want to see it right now. I just need to go inside. I just need to go to sleep and rest. Someone here is resting and healing, and they're being surrounded by their own pearls. So they're giving all that beautiful mothering energy, and they're taking it and they're placing it on themselves. They're allowing themselves to heal themselves. When we get into this castle energy, this is very much about protection and boundaries. Someone is learning to have those boundaries. Maybe you've already been through the process of having those boundaries, and you've been in this solitary space for some time. When we're in this sort of solitary space as this kind of energy, right? This is part of the journey for this kind of energy. If we're growing and we're evolving, at some point we're going to hit this space. And this particular collective is either entering this space or has already been in this space. There is this immense amount of self-love that develops when we're in this sort of castle energy. And this energy, again, heals that sort of lower heart energy. This allows us to develop our psychic abilities a little bit more. It allows us to listen to and sharpen our intuition a little bit more. But more than that, it gives us the space to heal the wounds within ourselves that caused us to overextend and try to take care of others. One of the things people often find when they enter into this is that they were always doing this for others because what they were essentially doing was trying to be the person that they wished that they could find, right? They wanted someone like this in their life. And this right here is when we start becoming that person for ourselves. So this is a very powerful time that somebody has entered into here. And I'm having massive amounts of deja vu while I'm doing this right now with these cards. I feel like I've done this reading before, but I'm pretty sure I have not. Here we have the ocean. There's a lot of self-reflection taking place inside of this energy. And we're viewing something that is quite similar to us right now. And so we may be having this experience, for whoever's in this collective, you may be having this experience at this time where you're understanding that the people that you attracted were they were more similar to you than you realized, right? You were just the exact puzzle piece that was required by their wounds, and they were the exact puzzle piece required by your wounds. And this is where we're starting to understand, oh, there's these things that I have to work on as well. It's not just these individuals. For some of you, you might be overcoming some sort of gaslighting energy where you're understanding that it's not all you, right? And let's see. This is, in some sense, almost looks like a pilgrimage, right? This is where we are climbing to some holy space inside of ourselves. And this is a very sacred journey when we enter this castle energy. Anybody who has been in this energy can definitely tell you that, right? This is where we learn to empower ourselves. We learn to climb the summit of our own obstacles and overcome them. So someone here, whoever you are, you're at this like introductory phase of a very important journey. And I feel like that's part of the answer that this reading is trying to give somebody. Someone here may be asking questions as to, is being solitary right now, is that important for me? Is that something that I should be doing? Is this correct for me? And the answer to that is yes, because there's things that you're about to see inside of yourself that you hadn't seen before. I'm not reading these cards the way that they're meant inside of the book. I'm reading them the way that they're intuitively speaking to me right now. You have a lot of eyes showing up inside of your reading. Here we can't see any eyes, right? There's nothing that's being seen. And then you start off in this phase where I feel that this collective mostly is right now, which is this castle energy, being solitary, trying to allow that flower inside them to unfold inside that heart space, right? And then we have this eye. Nails don't work. We have both of these eyes. This eye here, we have this eye at the top of the mountain. And when we get to this energy here, where we're at the top of that mountain, that's where we learn to create, right? We learn to create the reality that we want, but it really takes all this self-reflection. And this is a whole phase. Somebody here has asked, like, what are the steps that I'm going to be going through. And so that seems to be part of the message that's coming through for somebody. In this solitary phase, we're going to start self-reflecting, right? This is where we're giving energy to ourselves. And then we start assessing all sorts of different things. And once we assess those things about ourselves, we understand what we should tolerate and what we shouldn't tolerate. That's the first step in becoming a conscious creator, because now you're programming your subconscious mind with, I don't allow this, and I allow this over here. So now what are you doing? You're changing the things that start to come into your life. You're changing the environment around you. This is one of the first steps of becoming a conscious creator. And that's what I'm seeing in this energy here. Overcoming our own obstacles, becoming that eye on the top of the pyramid so that we can create our own reality. And what it's followed with is this, the unseen. This card itself represents the sacred. It represents the divine. But for me, when I'm looking at this right now, it's representing the divine that's within us. This is essentially what you've always been working with. But someone here maybe had to go through their own healing journey in order to really uncover that they are emitting a very powerful energy from that higher heart. And it's not just caring and nurturing. It's part of the vibration that they're emitting out that is also creating their reality. So I feel like this message is meant for a lot of different people. For some of you, you're entering that phase where you are pulling away from the world and you're just wondering, oh wow, where is this going to lead me? And this is your answer. Others of you might be in different stages of this journey. This seems to be being laid out almost like a roadmap for somebody, not saying go to this destination. It's saying be patient with the process because this is how it's going to unfold. It's not something that can be forced. It's something that yourself is naturally going to graduate you through. This is all for this. So this is interesting here because we have the same flower that's unfolding with the castle card. But here it's fully opened. It has this like positive and negative quality. It's balanced between the light and dark. It understands its dark nature. It understands its light nature. It's not trying to push one away and say, I don't like these things about myself. Let's ignore them or let's fix them because I'm constantly at war with them. It's where a person has integrated all aspects of themselves. They've accepted themselves. They've accepted who they are. They no longer have to label themselves, well, I'm, XYZ in order to say there's something wrong with me, right? They have accepted these things about themselves. And because they've accepted these things about themselves, everything's in balance and everything's working the way that it should. This seems to be the place that someone is being guided to. When we reach this place, if you notice all these beautiful colors, that pink is in there. The heart is very loving, right? That magenta is in there. That's a chakra that's actually at the back of the base of the skull. We're kind of like drumming a bit, dancing to the beat of our own drum. We're not really caring what other people think about us anymore. And this is an insanely powerful place to be because now we're not just emitting this beautiful healing light. Now we have something that is worth gold, right? This is very, very rare. And this type of energy is extremely rare. And it feels to me like the refinement of this energy. There's a lot of people who have this energy. It's very rare to find somebody who's in this energy. When we're in this energy, we have the ability to heal people in ways that we couldn't in this energy, right? And it's not because you're out there trying to heal people. It's because you're allowing people to heal. There's a big difference. What we have here next is the vow. And so you guys hear me say this a lot. I don't like to get into sacred contracts and all that stuff. I really don't like getting into all that. I think it just overcomplicates everything. This here feels a little bit like a belief that somebody has inside of them that this is what they're supposed to do. And so with the vow, whether you believe in sacred contracts, whether you understand that it's something you committed to while you were alive this time, it feels like somebody here has a purpose or an intention, at the very least, that they've really committed themselves to. You may not necessarily know the specifics or the particulars. You may be somebody who wonders, like, what is my purpose here? But you know deep down inside what you really want to do is help others, or you want to, I don't even want to label it, right? there's something here that whoever is in this collective, you seem to know what it is that you actually want to do, or you're trying to uncover it. And this is where this is trying to take you. It's trying to take you into this energy so that this is readily available. I do feel that for a lot of you, you do have this commitment towards, I want to make the world a better place. I do want to help people. And so this is really what this is about. It's a process of the self trying to refine itself to get into this energy where it's fully integrated. It understands who it is inside and out. It doesn't, it's not to be messed with, right? It allows, it doesn't try to control. It doesn't need everything to be something that makes them comfortable. It allows them space and grace to heal, and they just kind of sit on the sidelines. A lot of times when we're in this energy, people heal just by us being us, right? It's not because we're extending ourselves into their life or giving them a bunch of energy or doing all these crazy things for them. You're still going to have people that try to, get more from you. And you'll always have people that kind of expect those things from you. But here, you don't allow it, right? You have better boundaries. You're more sure of who you are. You understand what's your responsibility, what's not your responsibility. And you're living in that place of strength, right? When we're in this energy, we are strong. But we're not necessarily strong in the ways that help us as people. It's a way that is strong that helps other people, but it's not necessarily good for us. Here, this is an individual who has moved that strength internal to themselves, and they have put themselves first. This is very much an energy of, I've put myself first. When you are a person that has this kind of energy, when it's just dispersing out to everybody, but you don't know who you are, you don't put yourself first, you don't necessarily have that self-love, that's not necessarily the best, healthiest place to be, right? Here, what we have is we have somebody that has done the refinement, done the hard work to kind of be this, but be that in a healthy way. So they're no longer enabling people to take from them. They're no longer enabling people to stay in these lower vibrations. They're saying that if you want to be around me, you have to learn to grow, and you have to be a better person for yourself, and you have to learn to love yourself. And this is more healing than somebody that's just constantly giving. Okay, yes. So let's move on. Okay. So for somebody here, there may be this essence of feeling a little down right now, kind of losing hope on this journey, like am I ever going to heal? When will I ever leave this sort of isolation? There may be a little bit of that energy, because what seems to be coming through here is the hope card. This is Iris of the Rainbow, and this is specifically, with this behind it, it's hope for the future. So it's almost like just around the corner, right? And it is an action that we have to take. This action is something that you will naturally take when there is, and this is blank for me right now because it's saying that I can't label it. It's different for everybody. For some of you, one of the reasons why you are in isolation again is because you're just beginning this journey. For others of you, you've been in the journey for a really long time. So this is why this is blank. I don't know how much everybody has to go through in order to have this just around the corner experience. There are a few of you who the bread is done baking. And for you, it is literally just around the corner. I've been feeling March is really big for a lot of people in terms of re-emerging into the world. And we see that on a collective level anyway, right? It starts to warm up. It starts to get sunny. People want to go out there. But I do feel that March is going to be important for some of you who have been in isolation for years, doing this healing work on yourself. Now, there is a transformation that is involved in all this. I want to say one thing. And that is that this entire process is transformation, right? This is the singer of transfiguration. Who we are when we're finished with it is nothing like who we were when we went in. Even in every little stage of this journey, we're nothing like who we were when we started. And we're nothing like the person who we were 2 stages ago or a stage ago. This entire thing is about rebirthing yourself, being that phoenix, right? And the thing about it is that for someone here who is about to leave isolation and start going out more. You feel ready to finally reintegrate into the world. This is like that last final stage of transformation where now you're taking all of the stuff that you learned and all this powerful energy in terms of self-creating and manifesting, and you're actually plugging back in to this world outside of you in order to be part of it. There is an immense surprise that's coming in that in terms of transformation. You can't always see how powerful and how immense you've become when you're by yourself. It takes being out and having all kinds of situations take place in order for you to truly see the proof of what's happened. And so this is what somebody's about to experience here. Okay. I'm being told to stop, so I'm going to stop there. I hope this reading resonates for you. If it does, please hit that like button. And until next time.